We're now in a period that might well be considered, when we look back on it, as the golden age of documentary film.
Film festivals are sort of the place that films get to meet audiences.
And I'm so glad that people can see my film and I can compare reaction from audience from Germany, from Poland and American audience.
Personally, it's just gratifying to have so many film festivals and tastemakers and audience members interested in the film.
Silverdocs really holds a place where the issues come together with the filmmaking.
Silverdocs kind of is the place where documentary comes to roost in some ways.
Silverdocs is a really nice chance to connect with both local filmmakers and filmmakers from all over the country and the world.
I am amazed by the organization of this. It's, well, really, I see it perfectly prepared.
Really supportive of all the filmmakers. We feel like for our project, this couldn't be a better place to premiere.
And I've never been involved with something so expansive with all the different conference sessions and after parties, and I mean, they really treat people well here at Silverdocs.
Your film will never look more beautiful or sound more wonderful than it does in one of these theaters.
My film is called Oh God, Dear God, and was made in eastern part of Poland.
My film is called The Pruitt-Igoe Myth, and that's Pruitt-IGO and then myth.
All right, we have a 87-year-old cowboy pole vaulter. We have a team of basketball grandmothers that have a theme song, and they're just dominant, right? They've won 5 national champions in a row. And then the Tatum brothers from DC had kind of a beautiful life story, depth of character.
I knew those 2 people who are my main characters for many, many years. I met them when I was a child.
I guess I'm trying to make people reconsider what they understand about history. You know, and this has a lot to do with like race, it has a lot to do with class, it has a lot to do with the history of the American city.
Well, I like that there's a conference component too, that it's not just showing films, but it's also discussing topics within documentary filmmaking.
What the conference does is it brings in the industry. So people come from all over the world, really, commissioning editors, you know, people from HBO New York, people from ESPN, obviously all of the local industry.
The 2 that were really good were the Meet the Broadcasters, just to see the heads of POV, HBO, A&E, ESPN, and Oprah's new network. The other one was producers, what do producers do? A lot of people in filmmaking don't know what does a producer do. And there were some very successful producers up there to get to hear what they look for in finding films and what they do.
I mean, we didn't do a producer for our first film, so I think that was one of the mistakes that we made in the first film.
I think there is sort of an identity crisis between what we should be doing at Silverdocs.
If you do it right, which Sky Sidney has done masterfully, is that the content of the festival is reflected in the content of the conference, and that's critical.
One thing that really stood out to me for Silverdocs is the actually the school docs sessions that we're doing Thursday through Saturday.
They have what's called Silver School Docs. So the school docs started today.
The arts are sort of lacking, I feel, in the academic setting lately, and Silverdocs is sort of trying to break the mold with that. And not only that, but most kids and most students aren't really into documentaries, so it's great that they're trying to do outreach via a documentary festival. You know, I think that's a really, really great idea.
Having come for a couple years now, it's definitely the people that come in these networking events and the happy hours. There are actually a lot of really important people that come. There's broadcasters from HBO, A&E, ITVS, POV, and if you want, you can literally go up to them and say, hey, here's my film. I mean, you have to be able to pitch to them, but the opportunity is there.
I mean, there's a kind of financial motive, I guess, in that there's a tendency for buyers and distributors to come to festivals like this.
I mean, I've seen some really great films so far, and films that I would have not seen had I not gotten the personal recommendation of friends that I've met at the festival.
We also went to behind the scenes at Capitol Hill, which I think is something that would only be available at Silverdocs because of its proximity to Washington, D.C., to be able to talk to staffers who have a clear idea of how your documentary film could work in their advocacy and accessing members of Congress and their specific bills and how they get to Congress.
Mostly documentary films now go to television and they go to, DVD maybe, video on demand, streaming, but this is the place that you can see your film on the big screen, and that's a gift.
It's nice seeing you. Okay, now go home. Bye, Mommy. Hello. Hi. Kiss, 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 kiss. What's your name? Hello, Eva. I'm going to touch your nose, too. Woo. Give him another kiss. Kiss, kiss. Bye-bye.
I'll do my best.
Everyone loves you. Give me another hug. Hug, hug. Okay, she wants it from her paw.